It looks like another NASCAR driver will be dipping their toes into the Rolex 24 in 2021. And it looks like Wood Brothers have closed on the interest of acquiring the charter from RC St. Hilaire going forward from 2021 on forward with the charter system. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. And also, Happy New Year. This is the first official video of 2021. There really hasn't been much NASCAR news over the last week, so this is kind of a wrap-up video. So yeah, generally there's not been that much NASCAR news over the last 8 or 9 days, but there has been enough for a while where I can do a video wrapping up everything that has happened past week. Like I said, Happy New Year. We're going to jump straight into the episode and talk about everything that has happened this week up to this point. The first story we're going to talk about is Freddie Kraft, as unfortunately Freddie Kraft has tested positive for COVID-19. For those who don't know, Freddie Kraft has been a spotter for Bubba Wallace when he was over at Motorsports, and he'll be moving over to 23XI Racing to spot for Bubba Wallace in 2021. My prayers go out to Freddie Kraft, and hopefully he can beat COVID-19 and he can be better before the 2021 season can start. And he should probably hopefully be better, but hope he can recover very, very soon and very, very quickly. On to the next story. We're going to talk about the money team. There's a little bit of an update regarding the money team. Early in the week, Adam Stern reported on the SportsMedsJournal.com that the money team, the new NASCAR team co-owned by Floyd Mayweather, is in advanced discussions with Spire Motorsports to form a new partnership that will help pave its entrance into the sport. TMT would co-fund one of the Spire cars in 2021 and use one of their charters, 3 charters in 2022 to run full-time. That is from the article. So like I just mentioned, they are looking to go full-time in 2022. Now, for those who don't know, there were reported about a week and a half ago that they are currently looking to get into the sport. We all know about the money team. If you want to see more talks about the money team, you can go back to the recent NASCAR news video that I talked about the money team. But the update is that the money team is currently looking getting into NASCAR. There's so many new teams that are looking to come in the sport, and I cannot wait to see what the money team will do if they 100% confirm. Again, they were supposed to start in 2020, but they were waiting on charters to get into the sport. And hopefully in 2022, we can see the money team show up full time with one of the charters, and maybe we'll see them on the racetrack with the 50 car. And another thing to note is that it does say that Floyd Mayweather is running the team. I don't remember if that's the case, if Floyd Mayweather is running the team. I think they're just using the licensing from Floyd Mayweather to basically run the organization going forward. But regardless, it's really cool to see that Floyd Mayweather and the money team is interested in joining NASCAR, like all the other teams that will be joining the NASCAR Cup Series and maybe join the Cup Series as well, going forward in 2022. And now on to the next story. We're going to talk about the Megadon Camera, as this Fox Sports is planning to bring its popular Megalodon Sony camera, which has been getting attention during recent NFL coverage for giving a video game type feel to February's Daytona 500 and for all the races that are expected to be used for the Fox Sports coverage in 2021. AK quality coverage. I can tell you what, I've been a huge fan of what I've seen from the Megalodon. I think it looks really, really cool. I think pit stops, especially with the Megalodon cameras, are going to be really, really cool. And when they do the post-race victory celebrations, that they do interviewing the drivers, the quality especially is going to be really cool, and the burnouts especially after the checker flag in these races are going to be really, really fun to watch. I really have enjoyed what I've seen from the Megalodon camera. It's like 8K quality, which is really, really fun to see, and I cannot wait to see the Megalodon out on the racetrack in 2021. On to the next story of this episode. It was announced today that Phoenix Racing is going to be reopening for 2021 in the late model programs in 2021, and they'll be working with his son, which, by the way, Phoenix Racing is owned by James Finch. His son, Jake Finch, will be the driver. Now, Jake Finch, for those who don't know, is a 15-year-old up-and-coming racer who has raced in late models over the last couple years and is starting to make a name for himself. He ran 3 late model races in 2020. He actually won 1 of his 3 late model races, and he was really consistent in 2020. They will be using Jake Finch as a race car driver in 2021. The last time Phoenix Racing raced, to my knowledge, was back in 2013 when they had drivers like Regan Smith and AJ Allmendinger racing for them in the Cup Series in 2013. It's really cool to see that Phoenix Racing is looking to get back into NASCAR. Maybe in the future, they will race in the ARCA Series, Xfinity Series, and the Truck Series. And I wouldn't be shocked if they do what they're doing Jake Finch and break Jake Finch up to the ARCA Series, Xfinity Series, and the Cup Series to race in the future. But really cool to see that Phoenix Racing is back in news. Now, as of right now, they're only doing late models at the moment, but hopefully in the future, we can see Phoenix Racing out on the racetrack going forward in 2021. On to the next story. The next driver for Young's Motorsports has been announced for the 2021 season, and the driver that will be running full-time for that team in 2021 in the 02 truck is going to be Chris Wright. Now, I don't really know much about Chris Wright. I really don't have a lot of information. I know that he raced in IMSA over the last couple years. He actually did pretty well in IMSA and did make select starts for GMS in the ARCA series in 2020, excuse me, when he ran at Daytona Road Course. Had a decent run with that team, but not a great run. I can't really gauge how good of a driver Chris Wright is or not. He's had some late model starts, and again, his stats from that, he drove for Calabush Motorsports and ran not that great. If I'm going to be honest, again, I'm going to give a little bit of benefit of the doubt because there isn't going to be that much practice qualifying in 2021. And again, he's not running for that great of a truck team. Young's Motorsports is an okay team, but they're not really that great of a truck team. So you really kind of have to have lower expectations, especially for a driver who doesn't have as much success going to, a smaller team. You can't really expect them to run that well. It's going to be kind of a learning process to see what Chris Wright can do in 2021. I think overall Chris Wright's goal is to just gain experience running full-time for this organization and do the best he can going forward in 2021. And really cool to see, though, we have a new driver that will be joining the NASCAR Truck Series in the 2021 season. And now on to the next story. We are going to talk about Wood Brothers Racing, as it was announced yesterday, 2 days ago technically, that Wood Brothers has purchased a full-on charter, the remaining interest of the charter from RG St. Hilaire for the 2021 season. They purchased their part of the charter that they've had since 2017 when they had a partnership with RC St. Hilaire. They have purchased now and have full rights to that ownership going into 2021 and beyond. Let me give you a little bit of backstory on the charters with Wood Brothers. So Wood Brothers, when the charter system started, they did not have a charter in 2016, so they had to qualify for every single race if there were more than 40 cars. Now, they didn't have any issues qualifying in, but they had to basically worry about races like Daytona and Talladega getting into races because they did not have a charter. They were a pretty competitive team as well because they had Team Penske backing, so they didn't make the races. That was going to really hurt them. In 2017, RG St. Hilaire's team Go Fast Racing, they technically had two charters in 2017. They had two charters, and they gave one of those charters to Wood Brothers Racing, and they've had a partnership with RG St. Hilaire. When Go Fast Racing shut down in 2020, they still were going to have kind of that partnership with RG St. Hilaire. They were looking at completing the purchase for that charter in 2020, and now they have officially acquired a charter going forward in 2021. This is really good to see that Wood Brothers has officially acquired the charter that they've truly deserved. They should have had full ownership of the charter to begin with. If I'm going to be truly honest here, I think they should have had full ownership of the charter as when it was announced to Go Fast Racing. The fact that it took them this long to announce it till the end of 2020, it took really, really long for them to truly announce this. But it's really cool that our Wood Brothers Racing is finally going to have full rights to this charter going forward in 2021. And yeah, really cool to see that Wood Brothers has officially acquired the full rights to this charter. Again, charter system is really, really weird. It's very, very confusing because the charter system is really hard. There were people that were really, really confused, and people thought, that Wood Brothers had two charters, and they were going to use that to give Austin Center some runs in 2021. No, they're still using the charter that they've used since 2017. They're just going to be basically have full interest and full rights to that charter instead of just having a partnership with RG St. Hilaire. So that's going to clear up some of the confusion going forward in 2021. And now we're getting on to the final story of this episode, as Austin Dillon is going to compete in the Rolex 24 in 2021. He'll be working with Rick Ware's Asia Racing Organization's LMP2 program in 2022. 2021 will compete in the Rolex 24 in 2021. He's another NASCAR Cup Series driver that will be dipping their toes. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more drivers that will dip their toes into the Rolex 24. Now, we do know that Chase Elliott and Jimmy Johnson are both already going to be competing for Action Express Racing in 2021. Not in the same team, of course. They'll be competing in two different cars in 2021. Austin Dillon will join the list of NASCAR drivers that will be competing in the Rolex 24 at Daytona. He will also be working with Cody Ware as well. I can't remember the other driver that he's going to be working with in 2021 at the Rolex 24, but he'll be working with Cody Ware at least in 2021 and joining the Rick Ware Racing organization. Let me be honest with you. I'm very surprised to hear this. This is another very shocking thing to hear at the end of 2020. Now we're officially in 2021. But it was really shocking to hear the news that Austin Dillon was going to be running the Rolex 24 Daytona earlier today. To me, Austin Dillon, there's not that many cars that are going to be competing. Actually, there's going to be a decent amount of cars that are going to be in the LMP2. Rigor Racing's actually had some decent success in the LMP2 programs, especially when they've raced over an Asian LMP2 series, Asian LMP1 series over in Asia, like Japan and China and over in those areas. They've actually been really, really competitive. Now, Austin Dillon is not the best road course racer. Cody Ware does have a little bit of road course experience, so that could really help them out as well. But in my honest opinion, what are my expectations for Austin Dillon? He's probably going to have a shot to win, but he's not going to have a shot at winning overall. I think if you think he's going to win overall with the LMP2s, that's going to be a really tough goal overall for Austin Dillon. But it's really cool to see that another NASCAR Cup Series driver is dipping their toes. And I think you're going to see a lot more Cup drivers that are going to be dipping their toes into the Rolex 24, mainly because of the fact that there's going to be 7 road courses on the NASCAR Cup Series schedule in 2021. And I think a lot of these drivers are going to start getting used to these cars because the next-gen car is going to feel a little bit more like the road course car, and NASCAR is trying to get these drivers used to running a lot more road course races. So that's why you're going to see a lot of NASCAR Cup Series drivers, Xfinity Series drivers, and Truck Series drivers that are going to be dipping their toes in the Rolex 24 in other events going forward in 2020. But yeah, it's really cool to hear that Austin Dillon is going to be racing in the Rolex 24 in 2021. So anyway, that is going to be for today's NASCAR news video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, notifications so you get notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Links description below for that. And comment your thoughts on today's video. What are your thoughts on Austin Dillon racing in the Rolex 24 in the LMP2 class in Daytona? Do you think you win his class or not? Let me know in the comments below. And what are your thoughts about Wood Brothers officially acquiring the full rights to their charter going into 2021? Do you think it's really cool that they officially have acquired the charter, or do you think they should have had it since the beginning when they've had the charters in 2017? Let me know in the comments below. Guys, first video of 2021. Happy to see you guys for the 2021 year. Hopefully coverage for a lot of things will be back to normal at the beginning of this year. Again, there hasn't been that much NASCAR news, so I just want to do a little wrap-up video talking about the NASCAR news in 2021. So, anyway, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you like it so YouTube can recommend more of these great videos. If you do that, I'd greatly appreciate it. And anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching, and welcome to the first video of 2021. Take care, everybody.